Hey guys, Professor Fat Shady from the University of Trials. I don't know how to put this. This video is largely about self-promotion, so you're going to have to just sit through it. If you don't want to watch it, that's fine. Firstly, I just actually wanted to recap on something that happened early November. So November 7th, I think it was, Major Nelson Radio, which I've listened to for a while, but don't currently listen to. I'd completely missed this until someone pointed it out on Twitter just recently. But apparently, the University of Trials was mentioned on the show. So what I'm going to do is play a little segment of that now. I have played this with permission of Major Nelson, by the way, or at least E, which is the guy who mentioned the University of Trials on there. But yeah, I'm just going to play a little snippet from this, and while we're doing that, I might just play the track that he's talking about. So yeah, check this out.
I have gotten bit yet again by the Trials bug. I actually, last night, I had the best run I've ever had on an extreme track. In the
Did
last,
you finish it?
Close, but so
It's kind of binary.
I'm getting there. So the last DLC that came out, Welcome to the Abyss, came out maybe a month or so ago.
Yes.
But October was nuts. I really didn't have any time to play it. So I just tried it for the first time yesterday.
Okay.
And I was struggling with it, but it's supposedly the Deluge, the last track in this pack, is supposedly the easiest of all the extreme tracks they've made for Fusion. It's still really hard, but it's easier than all the others. And I was struggling with it, and then Uni of Trials on Twitter. It's a guy who does Trials Fusion tutorials. Links me to his Deluge tutorial on YouTube. And I watched part of it, and oh, that makes a lot of sense. And I hop in there, and all of a sudden I'm getting through checkpoints. I had never before gotten through more than one checkpoint on an extreme track.
So you use this thing called the internet to help you through a video game?
Yes.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Well, that's an awesome idea.
Who knew that they had tutorials on YouTube?
Wow.
No, but this was actually a really well-explained tutorial where he actually got into
How to Win at Video Games, part 90. I had a book like that in like 1988, by the way. It's called How to Win at Video Games, and I would just read it because I didn't have any of those games.
What were some of the takeaways?
The book was much cheaper
Well,
than the video games.
it was up, down, left, right, because it was everything. It was Gradius, and it was all the Konami games, and it was like, you just do the 30 lives code and go.
And that's how you win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of by
It's
cheating.
like there's always a shortcut. I learned a lot from How to Win at Video Games.
All right.
So I made it through 6 checkpoints, about 2/3 of the way through the course, which I was super excited about. So I cannot wait to go try that again. I did eventually die because I used up all 500 faults, but it felt awesome to actually, for the first time, feel like I have a shot at an extreme track. I've never felt that before.
I was hoping to finish the track before I got to the end. I have no idea why I was failing so much. I think I was still half listening to the video, to the audio as well. But yeah, so that was E from Microsoft. I ended up had a bit of a little brief exchange on Twitter, and yeah, by all accounts, awesome dude. But I was pumped to hear that it was mentioned on Major Nelson Radio. Now, I don't know if any of you guys listen to the show. Like I said, I did way back in the past, but it's been a little while since I listened, so I missed it completely. So, yeah, major shout out to E just for getting the word out about the University of Trials, and more importantly, and this is the part that means a lot to me, and as you've seen from my replies to all of your comments, I'm sure, I really enjoy hearing stories from people that have been, that have learned something or improved or found themselves doing something a little bit different because of their interactions with the University of Trials and enjoying the game. Now, game audio, because that was a bit weird just hearing my voice, even though I love the sound of it. The next thing I want to talk about, though, I don't know what to play in the background while I'm doing this, so I might just talk to it. You know what? Actually, I'm just going to play some games while we do this. What's a fun track? What's a fun track? Actually, you know what? Someone mentioned Dead Reckoning's got a challenge, which I haven't figured out yet, so maybe I'll just play around with that while I'm talking. As I mentioned at the end of my last video, which, judging by my YouTube stats, very few people watched the end of my last video. But at this very moment, now I'm planning on releasing this in Australian time on about the 7th of December. Since about the 5th or 6th of December, the professor here has been on a bit of a journey. His journey has taken him literally halfway across the world. I am, as we speak, now I'll say, as I'm recording this, I'm sitting in my house in Sydney, Australia. However, by the time this goes to air, I am going to be in Paris, France. I can probably talk about it. Why? Like, at this stage, I still know very little about what's going on, but I've been asked by Ubisoft and or Redlynx to head on over to Paris and to come and participate in a little event. Now, that event's happening from the time of, you know what, I don't know, within the next day or two. I'll try and put details in the comments about what this is. On the fly here, I'm not going to be able to work out the time difference. But, yeah, effectively, it's going to be me, Redlynx people, Ubisoft people, hanging out, playing some games, doing some a bit of a live stream from Paris. So, apart from suggesting that you guys watch and check it out, I mean, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning for people in Australia, so, you know, like, all my family's excited, like, oh, cool, tell me when it's on. You're not going to get up. You're not gonna get up. You got to be pretty hardcore to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch some gaming thing, especially when you're not a gamer. Oh, I've never done that shortcut. That's cool. So yeah, so that's it. So there'll be tons of details in the comments. Make sure you check that out. Hoping that some of you guys do get along to watch the stream. It, by all accounts, should be on the Ubisoft, the Ubisoft Twitch channel, but. If it's actually, yeah, and like I said, I'll have details in the comments. So the other thing I'll probably ask, so this is what, 7th, we've probably got a day or so, and I'm sure even at this late stage, probably can still put in some recommendations from you guys. If you've got any ideas of things that you want to see done, well, obviously ask the question in the stream, but if there's anything you think about as you're watching this and you're like, cool, you know, a bunch of people getting together, doing a bit of a live stream, what's something fun? Something that, you know, potentially people that haven't seen too much Trials would get a kick out of, or just something you'd enjoy that you think would be a bit funny to watch us do. So, that is a tough checkpoint. Yeah, so let me know. So that's about it. Like I said, self-promotion video. Major Nelson Radio, off to Paris. This is the life of the professor now. I wish it was like this all the time. Trust me, it's far from it. But, yeah, you take the opportunities when they come, I guess. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to wrap up here. I mean, the video content of this was pretty useless. But, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed me being face down in a pool of water while talking about Paris. Thanks for watching, guys, and back to regular scheduling soon. The next video you will see on the 9th of December is actually going to be the announcement of the Australia-New Zealand Trials Fusion competition. However, worth checking that one out as well, because I will be featuring a French track in a bit of a you know, tip my hat to the French people as I'll be over there. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and back to normal stuff soon. Cheers.